Hey, Daryl, how's the marathon today?
Going well. How are you doing?
It's a dream or a nightmare. I don't think you and I just want some water, as we're doing the marathon all day today.
One recording after the next.
Yeah, and Daryl, I was telling you earlier, and I just want everyone to know in LinkedIn, I mean, how powerful today's webinar was. I mean, MSPs, this is not hard to figure out. I think sometimes, Daryl, we're just so close to the problem. I don't know if you felt that when you were running your MSP. You're just so close to everything, you can't see past the problem in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's kind of you go to these meetings with other MSPs and they talk about what problems they're having, and you walk away and you say, "Oh, I've got these 8 things I need to go back and work on," and you come back 3 months later and you all talk about the same things again because none of it got done because you had too much other stuff to do.
Right, right. And guys, one of the things that we covered, and Daryl, I think this is the perfect segue, is, Daryl's been there. He's been on both sides of the deal. He'd rather be in the server room. He'd rather be dealing with the technology. And, sometimes when you're wearing the sales hat, the marketing hat, the operations hat, the HR hat, Daryl, you shared it so beautifully on the webinar that sometimes we're just dealing with so much that we can't see past it. So why is that such a struggle for MSPs to kind of put their head up and go, I've got to solve this problem. I can't keep dealing with this over and over again.
Yeah, I think it's a struggle for all of our clients also, right? As an MSP, you go in and when you talk to your clients about IT, you say IT isn't what you do for a business. So why are you doing it? And if IT isn't your primary business, let somebody whose primary business is come in and probably for less cost overall, do a better job. And we go and we talk to our clients about this all the time, but we're really bad about doing it ourselves. We're really bad about asking for outside help, about finding a training vendor to come in and help train our technicians. We want to do this stuff internally for some reason, when we know that it's not the right answer.
Well, and guys, this is the reason why, sometimes you guys as techs supporting your, MSP business owner, we get it. Sometimes there's constraints. Sometimes there's things that you're like, we know we need it because we're failing at these things, but sometimes business owners don't want to admit it. And that's where I think the chaos and the friction happens. And so, Daryl, how do they get their leadership team to invest in this tech training that they really do need in order to get them out of that chaotic position that business owners are always in?
So I would say, the hard part is selling upstairs, right? And it's
Mm-hmm.
hard for all techs across every industry. It's why we hire salespeople to go out and talk to our clients for us and sell our services, right? Is because we're really not that good at it. And one of the things is we talk about the problem and not the benefits to our clients. And if we can
Mm,
talk more about the benefits to our clients, we have a lot more chance of making that sale. It's the same internally, right? If you're
right.
having to sell to leadership, you have to talk about the benefits to the organization and not the benefits to the tech, right? If
Right.
you're taking and you're talking about training, you can't say, well, I'm really going to advance my career if I go get this new CCNA certification or whatever it is. Then the business says, well, do we really want that? Do we want him to advance his career? We don't have a place for him right now. Maybe he's got to go somewhere else to advance that career. And so you get all of these things with business owners. Even when they start putting techs through training, they want them to sign away 6 months of their lives and say, if you leave, you owe us the amount for training back. And they put all these things in place when really the benefit to the organization is that you get a tech that's a lot more involved in your organization.
Right.
He's happy that you put him through training. He's happy that he's getting to do the things that he needs to do to advance his career, and is a lot more likely to stick around for a little while.
Right.
And yes, you may lose him, right? You may lose that tech once in a while. But chances are, if you were going to lose him, you're not losing him because putting him through training. You're losing him because we lose tech sometimes. It just
Yes.
happens.
Right.
But you go to the benefit of the organization, you have techs that are more involved. You have techs that are more able to take higher end work. So they're taking higher end work off the plate of people above them. So you have more time freed up for your L2s and your L3s to bill hours. And so really we need to focus more on the benefit of the organization to get what we want.
Right. So, guys, here's that formula. You have to show your leadership that you're saving something, right? Is it time? Is it clients? Maybe you've gone through a big exit where a lot of clients have left because of some of the problems. that are happening with ticketing or the lack of support. Second, you need to show them how they're going to make the money. Are you going to be able to say, hey, now that the L2, L3s, right, are supported, we actually can provide more services. Here's a package we could offer because it sounds like this client needs us 24/7. You have to make it so that they're benefiting. And then the third formula, and this is what Daryl just touched on, guys, you have to show how it's going to impact everyone else in the organization, because it's a pouring over of a solution into the rest of the organization. Is the ticketing going to go down? Is the help desk team going to get better? Is it going to help you with retention? Is it going to help with sales? Because now you have something else. So you have to be able to take this one decision of this training and how it impacts the rest of the organization and your customers. And Daryl, I think that's something that's constantly missed when we're trying to share or convince or push some, strategy like this, because people don't really understand how it connects. Like you said, you have to make sure it benefits them.
That's right. And from a retention standpoint, I did my when I was looking for new employees, I would go through every MSP on LinkedIn in my area, and I would start marking down names, and I would send out emails, and I would ask, hey, does your company provide training for you? We provide training services for free. Here's the benefits we provide that your organization might not. And so I guarantee you, if you're not providing training to your employees, somebody else is willing to.
Right. Guys, I just want to make sure you understand. Daryl has been there. He's not only been the CEO in tech, he was there when it was time to grow. So maybe you're at that 1 to 2 million position right now. And now you've lost hundreds of hours of what I consider personal time. How many times, Daryl, did you miss birthdays, anniversaries, special events, Christmas? Because that bridge of 1 to 2 million, you needed a solution. And this is the solution team, because you need to have that training in order for them to really, what I consider, scale the business. And I don't know why it gets missed like this all the time, Daryl. I just feel like it's like a missed opportunity.
It is. And it's just, it's just time, right? We don't have enough time to set this stuff up. We can either use the time to figure out training, or we can use the time to go sell more. And we're going to use that time to go sell more, or to bill more hours, or, whatever it is that's bringing in that income. Because as business owners, we're sitting there in bed, laying awake at night, wondering how we're making payroll next week, as opposed to, hey, what kind of new training program do I need for my organization? And that's why it's best just to outsource this stuff. There are services that are not directly tied to you producing income that you need to outsource. The same reason we tell our customers that they need to outsource IT.
Right. And guys, I have to just, in all fairness, leadership, we know you have a vision. We know that you've got a direction you want to take the business, but that's what you're great at. That's why you're the CEO. That's why you're the business owner. Let the rest of the experts and authority in the space of training really help cultivate that vision with doing the execution on the training, because they can do it faster, quicker, smarter than you, and they can actually get your buy-in much faster if they do it, because they're not feeling threatened. They're not worried about performance. They actually want to do better. And so these trainers at Total Seminars actually care, because Daryl's been there before. And I'm talking to you CEOs and business owners. You are doing a better service to your team because of the fact that you want them to excel and grow. They're going to stay around longer than leave you because you were too worried about how's it going to impact and all these things you couldn't control.
They're gonna stay around more. They're gonna close more tickets. They're going to be able to take work at a higher level. They're going to move up between those levels faster. There's just, as far as an operational organization, I told my technicians when they were working directly for me that every 3 years their job was going to change completely, and if they didn't learn the new things for that new job that they had, they weren't going to have a job anymore. The technologies change. Basics like troubleshooting don't really change that much, but the technologies and everything else around it change so often that they have to be consistently learning. And as an organization, if you don't have people that are learning in that consistent manner, you're just going to be outdated as an organization in 3 years.
Totally true. So, Dara, I know you guys have a special offer, and I know that I want them to really be understanding what this offer is and the value that you're presenting, because you're inviting even the operations, you're inviting the overall HR team, like people who understand the power of the training. You're actually inviting them for the next class, which is April. And I can't wait for you to talk to them, because you can really narrow what the focus should be. You can really help them see what the opportunity is. And so I want them to reach out to you, Daryl, because we've been doing these webinars, we've been doing these lives, and you really care about them because you've been in the seat.
Yeah, for that next knock to L2 training class. So we put the knock technicians that are new to the organization through training. We train them on the actual day-to-day things that they're going to be doing in that knock position as they work for you. And we train them on a daily basis on the things that they're going to be able to go reinforce the next day. So everything that they need to know to move from a new knock technician to an L2, we train over a 12-week period of time. And for the class starting in April, we have a buy one, get one offer. So for every one seat that you buy, you get one for free. And you can use that for a second technician if you have a couple that are ready to go through it. You can use that for your operations folks if they want to sit in and see what's going on. Whatever you want to use that second seat for, it can be used for that.
Well, we're excited, Daryl, because I feel like this is the biggest need of anyone in growing their business, reducing tickets, impacting their revenue overall as a whole team and company. I think this has been the best decision. So again, guys, we'll see you next week. We're going to be all together in Vegas. Daryl's going to be on the panel really sharing what needs to happen between vendors and MSPs. And again, guys, Vegas is going to be Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday at the Venetian. We can't wait to be there. And Daryl, thank you again, as always, for being here to serve all our MSPs.
Thank you. Appreciate you. We'll see you in Vegas.
See you in Vegas. I can't wait.